What's the latest on the ASEAN the Southeast Asian countries, governments talking about the open sky agreements? Has that moved any forward in the last few months?
Well, we're supposed to go for a liberalization. So in next year, by the end of next year, countries within the ASEAN region have agreed to opening up the skies. So in fact, Malaysia is one of the parties of that agreement, and we will begin to see more of that in 2008. I think looking from the tourism angle, this is a positive development. Although sometimes when you have national airlines, it would mean that some of the business will be competed away. But however, if more people were to fly into Kuala Lumpur through various kinds of airlines, it provides a lot of dynamism to the tourism industry, and I think even national airlines will stand to benefit from it. As you know, that MAS is now on a kind of a recovery phase, and therefore this will be quite challenging for them. But I think come 2008, they should be prepared to face this challenge. There's the other thing that has recent development, that AirAsia is now allowed to fly into Singapore, and it's going to be a reciprocal arrangement that we will allow Singapore low-cost carrier to fly into Malaysia, and I think it's basically into Sabah Sarawak, which would be good, because I think in those two states they have tremendous amount of tourism resources.
Talking about two states
in Borneo
Island
yes.
Next to Brunei, and there's Sabah and Sarawak,
yes.
Which up to now has had limited air service.
Yeah.
So this extra air service, open skies will certainly help it. And then you're talking about Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, that has been kind of a monopoly between Singapore Airlines and Malaysian Airlines.
Yeah.
Now that's open for AirAsia.
For AirAsia to carry passengers into Singapore. I think in the past what they did was that AirAsia will carry passengers from Kuala Lumpur to Senang Airport, which is in the south of the peninsula, and from there, if they like to go over to Singapore, to take a bus into Singapore. But now the option is that you are able to fly from Kuala Lumpur into Singapore itself. But Malacca had traditionally had an airport, and that airport was upgraded in order to handle traffic between Malacca and Sumatra, in order to tap on medical tourism. Yes, because Malacca, Kuala Lumpur, as well as Penang, have private hospitals that handles foreign patients, and Malacca is attracting some of its patients from Sumatra. So in that way, the airport is used. But of course, there's potentials that if AirAsia were to fly into Malacca, you could link Malacca with other destinations. Actually, the airport was almost written off, because given the opening of the highways between Malacca to Kuala Lumpur, it's much faster to go by road than to travel by air.